I've always investigating, asking whether the city of Cleveland is actually enforcing one of its controversial bans on selling tobacco to people under 21.
The ban passed last year to stop teens from smoking, and business owners argued it would deter business. News 5's Kristen Volk takes an in-depth look and found what gets passed by council is not always executed by those responsible.
But is there enforcement there? Have you checked in with Cleveland Police since the law has passed?
I have not.
Cleveland Councilman Brian Cummins. His committee led the charge in pushing through Cleveland's Tobacco 21 law, which went into effect last April. The law upped the minimum age from 18 to 21 to buy tobacco products within city limits. Since it passed, it's been up to Cleveland Police and the city's health department to enforce. But when we started investigating how the Tobacco 21 law is working, we discovered obvious oversights, and police gave us information that raises concern. All of it news to Councilman Cummins.
There are things like this that are ongoing that we should be checking into.
First are these signs, which by law must be posted in all Cleveland stores that sell tobacco, alerting customers that anyone under the age of 21 is prohibited from buying cigarettes, e-cigarettes, nicotine products, and rolling papers. But when we went looking for these signs, we only found one store with it posted out of a dozen that we visited.
In terms of the signs that went out, it's something that we'll have to look into. I'll have to ask the Department of Health.
Looking to speak to someone in the public affairs? We also asked Cleveland Police how they enforce this law, whether they respond to complaints and do compliance checks. However, we were told we were not allowed to speak to anyone there. And in this email, they told us enforcement is a state issue. So we went to the Ohio Investigative Unit, which does routine tobacco compliance checks at local businesses. But
I don't have the authority to enforce municipal codes or ordinances.
An undercover officer tells us his agency, which is run by the state, can only enforce state laws. And the state's tobacco law is 18, not 21. As a result, Cleveland Police is the only agency that can cite local businesses for breaking the city's Tobacco 21 law.
I know for a fact that we get complaints and the commanders get complaints with regards to this. And
but do you know that Cleveland Police are actually enforcing the law? Because we can't get that.
Well, I know that the Cleveland Police respond to complaints. Whether or not anyone's been written a ticket or anything, I do not have that information.
We challenged Cleveland Police on the enforcement issue of the Tobacco 21 law. And a spokeswoman eventually told us they respond to complaints to underage sales. But when we asked for how often they respond to complaints and how many times the department has issued citations, which come with a $250 fine, we never got a response. In the studio, I'm Kristen Volk, News 5.